Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So we are now done with the very first Super Week and the very first week of both the LEC and the LCS seasons. I'm so excited to be back in the swing of things. It seems like this MSI break, even though MSI is always really fun and that was really cool to see, obviously how EU and NA, G2 getting us hyped up for a little while, EG bouncing back for North America this year. We get to see some cool things. It's still, it's just weird when we don't have LEC and we don't have LCS, we don't have constant League of Legends all weekend long, and I'm just so excited for that all to be back. I really hope you guys are as well, but it also means that now we're back into the swing of things. We have so many different stories, so many different topics to talk about, and I'm kind of getting back in the groove of things. Like I get really in rhythm of making all these videos, and then news kind of slows down for a while, and then now news is picking all the way back up again. So many different things to talk about, but we got to start somewhere, and in today's video, we're going to be starting by talking about Nisqy and Mad Lions and a little bit of trash talk that Nisqy threw out this weekend after one of their games. So let's just get right into this. This is Nisqy's post-game interview after game one of the week for Mad Lions. As you can see, obviously a Mad Lions victory. So hey, I guess some spoilers there if you guys haven't seen already. Yes, Mad Lions did end up winning on Friday. This was after they played against Team Vitality, and I wanted to react to some of the stuff from this interview because I think there's some interesting stuff here. So let's get into it and see what Lore and Nisqy have to say.
And also, happy birthday, Medic! This is your day today. Nisqy, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to the league. Okay, did you expect such a warm welcome from them?
And this was so cool to see, one, just because, hey, we have fans back. LEC and LCS, the fans are back. It feels so much better. It makes these clips cooler. We get the post-game interviews of actually the interviewers and the players and the fans all together. You get to have the fans reacting live to the stuff. You get to have the fans cheering in the background of all the different clips and everything. That's awesome. That's great. This is how... just everything's supposed to happen. The competition is supposed to be in front of fans. It's all supposed to be enjoyed together. But this is how, League of Legends is supposed to be. All your favorite League of Legends memories involve, a crowd going crazy and just adding to the hype, adding to the moment. But also just the amount of love and support that the crowd is giving to Nisqy. Nisqy is a very, very popular player. Seems like a great person, somebody that the fans really vibe with. And again, not having him in the spring split sucked because he is very talented. Again, at best, a top 2, top 3 mid laner in the LEC. He's a great personality, a great player, great teammate. He makes everyone around him better. He makes his team better, and he makes the league better. And people were very, very excited and happy to see him back again, especially picking up with a win in his very first game back. So, yes, the crowd is back, and they're excited to be back, but they're also excited for Nisqy to be back.
Okay, how good does it feel to hear them like this?
It feels good to be back. I feel like I miss playing competitively, and I think being on stage and with the fans, it just feels so good, especially when you win.
Of course.
I think it also feels good that I feel like in this team we all kind of trust each other, and we got each other's back, kind of. Like if someone fails, it's it doesn't really matter, just focus, and we can make it up for next play or something like that. And I think it showed today that even the game wasn't going the best, I think, in the early game, and then we just kept playing and just did our thing and won at the end. So.
I agree, but
So I think that's also a very, very cool thing to hear because obviously Nisqy hasn't even been playing with this Mad Lions team very long. It's only been a month or two at most, probably only a couple of weeks since they've really been, playing together, scrimming together. I'm not sure how familiar Nisqy is with any or all of these players beforehand, but again, the whole team playing as an actual unit. But I think it is cool to hear how close they're already becoming, and even if they're not super close, like best friends or anything like that, they at least trust each other, or at least Nisqy feels like he can trust all of them, they all trust him, and I think that is a great thing, because again, this Mad Lions team is talented. Nisqy is very good. Elyoya is very good. Kaiser is very good. It's okay to have some questions about Unforgiven. It's okay to have some questions about Arma, but still, they've proven to at least be capable of doing some very, very exciting things. So, the talent on paper for this team is not an issue. It's just how well do they stack up against the other teams in the LEC, and how well do they play together as a unit, and are they going to be able to come together in such a short amount of time against a lot of teams that have been playing together for, a split at least, if not more. But I also think it really shows what Nisqy brings to a team. Like I said, he seems like a super, upbeat, positive guy. So I think this is one of the big values he brings to a team. He's going to help your team hopefully be untiltable. He's going to help your team hopefully, be able to bounce back from mistakes. He's going to help your team hopefully not be overly nervous, overly anxious, trying to do too much or feeling too down about facing some adversity or going through some tough times, because that's going to happen with all teams. Every single game, you're going to have some tough moments. Every weekend, every split, every international tournament, and having a guy like Nisqy there, I really think can help you get through some of those crazier moments. So I think that is something that could be very, very good for a team like Mad Lions.
I think it makes sense given the composition you were playing that things didn't go so well in the early game. But as you said, trust, that is the important factor here. So can you talk me through the composition you chose? Because you knew that you would be maybe failing in the early game, but you trusted your ability to come back in team fights later.
Yeah, I think this game, if the game goes even or if we're a bit behind at like 20, 25 minutes, we should win. And I think our map play was actually not the worst as well in mid-game. I think we didn't give them that many opportunities to catch us. We cross-mapped a decent amount. And yeah, I just think we played a good game.
You had a really good game indeed, especially you on your Silas. How would you rate your comeback onto the stage after this game?
I think it was pretty good. I beat the superstar Perks, even though it's kind of washed after playing in NA, but...
So there you go. There is the spicy trash talk that he gets in at the end of this interview as well. He thinks he rated himself pretty good, and that's the thing. Yes, we didn't get to see Nisqy last split, but we didn't get to see him because he's not good enough. Again, this guy was on Fnatic before. Fnatic had that whole craziness at Worlds, all the drama, everything going on led to them having to make some changes. But they brought in Humanoid, who at the time was potentially seen as the best mid laner in the LEC. Now, we don't know why Nisqy didn't find another team after that. He obviously had a little, interview come out a couple days ago talking about how there's only so many teams in the LEC that are even trying to win right now. It really limits your options. So it's not like all 10 teams decided Nisqy was not a top 10 mid laner. It's more like, hey, 4, 5, maybe 6 teams decided that they at least had a mid lane option that was good enough or comparable enough to Nisqy that they didn't need to change right now. Still, Nisqy is very, very good, but he also says, hey, I beat, the superstar. I beat Perks, even though he's washed up since coming back from NA. And I think that's hilarious, but it's also a funny joke, a funny meme, some funny trash talk, but obviously in all jokes, in all memes, there's at least a slight bit of truth, and it's coming from some place. And that's got to be a little tilting for Perks, because there's a lot of people saying this. There's a lot of people that say since he has, and myself included, I know a lot of people watching this video who say since he has role swapped back to mid lane, he has not been that impressive. He has not been that good. Yes, he went to NA. Yes, he won a title. Yes, he was able to take his team to Worlds. But he was not dominant in North America. He was not clearly the best mid laner. He probably wasn't even the best mid laner in either split or throughout the entire year. And now since coming back to the LEC, he was not that great in the spring split as a mid laner individually as well. And so far in summer, I think he's maybe been better than spring and maybe he's on the right track. But it's not like he's been insane. It's not like he's been totally dominant either. If we look at, Vitality's games, obviously they had a win against BDS here where Perks went 3-2-0 on the Yone. We have this game against Misfits where Perks went 8-2-11 on the Corki. Obviously, that's a big game. But when we look at the LEC standings, Misfits is 0-3 and BDS is 0-3. Vitality got to play literally the two worst teams in the LEC right now, and then they got to play Mad Lions, the only team that they played who's actually won a game, and they got beat. And it's not like Perks did bad against Mad Lions. Obviously, if we look at the scores, Perks went 0-1-1 on Azir. He didn't really do anything horrible. He didn't really do anything good either. Just kind of nothing happened. Perks was obviously trying to scale up on Azir, like a mid to late game carry, a guy who needs a little time to ramp up. And, Mad Lions, or not Mad Lions, but Vitality had more of an early game centered comp. They had the Lucian Nami bot lane. They had Haru trying to make plays early as a Xin Zhao, and they got a little bit done early, and then the game was just kind of over. I don't really think Perks ever, had too many chances to be able to have great team fights against a Ornn, against against a Silas, against a Wukong, and with a Yumi Zeri as well. Like, there was just so much team fighting. It was going to be so hard for Vitality in the late game. So I don't really think Perks had a chance in this one. I don't really blame him too much for this. But it is funny that Nisqy's already back. He's beating Perks. He's beating Vitality, and he's talking a little bit of trash too. And I think it's funny. And I think the league needs more of this. You know, we need more good players like Nisqy being back, but we also need some more trash talk between these players. And this is where, you know, guys like Perks and the G2 team and all these guys, they shine the best in playing high-level League of Legends, playing fun, interesting styles, and then talking a little trash on the side too. So it'll be interesting to see how Perks responds to Nisqy being back in the league. It'll be interesting to see how Perks responds to Nisqy throwing a little shade his way and how this goes. As far as Mad Lions, they are off to an okay start to the season. They are 2-1, but there are 5 teams in this 2-1 clump. Obviously, Mad Lions was able to take down Vitality. I think they beat SK as well, but then they ultimately lost to Rogue. So there's a lot of good teams in the LEC right now. There's a lot of teams that are in this middle clump, and it's going to be very interesting to see who's able to pull away from this clump, who kind of falls behind, and ultimately who ends up going to Worlds. But I am so happy either way. I'm excited that Nisqy's back. Mad Lions are looking good to start the season, and I'm always down for some trash talk. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Nisqy being back in the LEC, how you think him and Mad Lions are looking so far. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.